Hello everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. In the last episode, we wrapped up the main part of the story here in the Rising Tide DLC, but if you remember from the earlier side quest that we were doing, there is some unfinished business here around Haven, as well as some other things that might have opened up anew, so let's have a quick chat with Finette here. And it might be Finette, let's find out.
I think I might have found a way to break Talor's curse.
Go on.
Well, after listening to the village elders and scouring every likely-looking tome in the library, I learned that not all Tonberries are the same little green menaces we know and loathe. Apparently, a chosen few live to incredible ages and grow to many times the size of their counterparts. The folktales hold that it's the very eldest of these, the Tonberry kings, who weave the curses, and that their magics bind their victims to them, that they might continue to feed on their pain.
So if we slay the one that cast the curse, the feeding will cease.
But that was my thinking, yes. Though I doubt it'll be easy. These kings are not just bigger, they're stronger too. And if the tales are true, their followers will defend them to the death. It is a perilous proposition, in short, but it may also be Talor's only hope. What say you?
I'll do it. Even if killing this king doesn't break the curse, Mysidia will be a safer place for its removal.
Thank you.
So then, where will I find it?
That, alas, I do not know. It must have woven the curse at the altar in Father's Fell, but as to where it is now...
Fannet! You were the one asking about Tonberries, right? Because there's a whole bloody army of them out on the cloak!
What? But why would they stray so far? And why now?
There's only one way to find out. I'll head up the mountain and see what's going on.
Right. Thank you. And please, be careful.
Yeah, so here's the thing with a quest like this, is we just had apparently a very short distance over this way. Even if Talor, I think is the name of the guy that got cursed by the Tonberry, I don't know him. Even if it turns out that that guy is like a huge jerk, he's just awful to be around, he never does his work, everybody hates him, the Tonberry King would be dangerous to other people here that we do know and like. So I feel like it's just a net good to get rid of the bad guy who's putting curses on everybody.
Bloody beastmen. They're always up to something or other.
All right, well, you stay on this side of the wall, take care of what's on the other.
Found her. They're almost at the gate. But they won't be coming any closer.
Oh, I really wanted to go this way, though. Nope. Thank you, Torgal. Oh, that's some real good teamwork.
That should buy Haven some time at least.
Clive, are you all right?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Talor, he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
What? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tonberry King may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. and I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Talor. I'm going up.
My thanks. I shall pray for both of you.
All right, let's hop on board Ambrosia. I almost called her like some other A name, Amelia or something. But let's keep our ears open for any. Yeah, hold on.
Come on then. I crave an audience with your king.
I don't know how to instruct Clive that I really want to fight this guy. Not even close. Okay, hold on. Yeah, if there's going to be more Tonberries between here and there, then I won't ride Ambrosia. I was just thinking, oh, 300 meters. And oftentimes at this point, I'm sort of skipping past the... Ooh, might want to get the blue cloak guy first. Or this guy. We do this guy instead. Yeah, that's the guy that would have boosted up and buffed the others. Nope, hold on. It's A to cancel that. All right. Yeah, when he's up, I don't... Yeah, I'm not sure how to change targets. He sort of, like, decides the closest guy. And it's not a lock-on in the same way that, like, you can left bumper to lock onto something. But I have to say, the water powers are
Another
nice.
Group. They don't look very legal.
That was a really slow-moving attack that I did nothing to get out of the way of. Yeah, just watch this light blue colored ball gradually make its way over to Clive's spine. For a second, I thought I heard... Did I finish the thought earlier? We want to keep our ears out for aquamarine, and it makes sort of a distinctive water trippy sound. So I really want the guy in the back, but I do not actually know how to... Okay, no, I didn't want to do that. I don't know how to get to the guy in the back, but... Okay, anything else? Why do I feel like there was something back here? There wasn't. I was just keeping one eye out. Also, let's just look at the map. Okay, so it's just a very wide radius. I just noticed that very early it was like quest destination nearby. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't exiting the search circle. Also notice, just note that every single Tonberry is actually uniformly facing away from the village.
Still no sign of the king. Could Fanit have been wrong?
They don't seem to be leaving, but also they're not having a meeting. Well, I guess these guys aren't technically facing away from the village, but every other guy so far has been like looking. Yeah, these guys, they just don't seem very interested in what's happening over here. This is a lot of dudes. Do we have any tools that are better for like group assaults? Oh, you know what's really good for this? Ice. Hold on, let's go to gear and icons, and we're just gonna go over to, this is, I'm so sorry. We have two different blues. Yeah, water and ice. Let's try this.
There's dozens of them. The king must be close. We'll have to take care of his followers first.
But I want to stop being attacked in the back.
That's a lot of Tonberries.
Oh well.
Wait, hold on. You got it. Okay. Yeah! Hold on. I think they're waiting on me.
Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
I'm willing to take them at their word that the Tonberries are bad guys, but so far we just haven't seen any evidence. I guess we have story evidence, but we haven't seen them do anything aggressive until Clive wanders into their eye line. Otherwise, they just seem to be sort of standing around, chilling in the sun.
Well, I'll be damned.
A crown. Sorry, Your Majesty, but your reign ends here.
Oh, he teleports away. Oh! Just want to make sure that if we do a big attack, we've got him pinned down so that he doesn't just teleport out of it immediately. Oh, I think I did crystals a little bit too far behind him. I didn't space it properly. Everyone's grudge. Wait, it's not mine. Son of a... Hold on. No!
Get him.
Man, he's good at avoiding my wing. Don't sit in there, though. Every time! Wait, no! Oh, I pressed the button immediately, regretted it. Wait, I'm sorry. I need lots of potions after that. Oh, he's yelling at us. but don't be here. Oh. Okay, final potions, by the way. I would really, really like him to die. More.
It's done. Which means the curse should be broken. Let's see how Talor's doing.
I sure as hell hope so. That, you guys, that was everything. That was everything I had. That's all of my potions. Look down at the bottom left. I guess not my tonics, but that was everything. Hold on, is there anything else? No, that goes back out. I just want to search this area before we fast travel. Make sure there's nothing else cool in here. Fun fight, but man, when that guy hit, he hit for everything I had in my bar. Okay, I feel like we've seen everything here. Let's go back.
Clive! Is it done then?
It is. I was going to ask if there had been any change in Talor's condition, but judging by that smile on your face, I think I already know the answer.
You do? Talor! He's back!
Thank you, my lord. I can never repay you for everything you've done for me. I owe you my life.
I'm just glad the curse is lifted. There is one thing I'd like to know, though. If you don't mind my asking. What made you seek the Tonberry's help in the first place?
Oh, that, well, you deserve to know. It was years ago now, back in my trading days. The Sons of Greek arrested me in Oriflamme, chained me up in a lightless cell with a great sword hung over my head, ready to fall if I didn't confess. Though they never said to what. I didn't, of course. So eventually they just let me go. And I never told a soul. Tried to forget it ever happened. But then you came along and the sight of your sword brought it all flooding back. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't hardly breathe, and I thought that if I gave my old chain to the Tonberrys, maybe they could take all that pain away. All that anger. But it only made it worse.
Oriflamme has fallen. And the men who tortured you likely fell with it.
If only I'd known, I might have spared everyone a lot of trouble. I'd convinced myself that you were like them, that all outsiders were the same, but you're not. Far from it. Thank you, son. Thank you.
Clive, there's something I need to tell you. After we parted ways on the path to the cloak, I went straight back to Talor and explained to him what you were doing on his behalf. And just like that, his pain began to fade.
What do you mean? Just like that? The Tonberry King would have still been alive. I had to contend with dozens of his minions before I found him.
Then perhaps one of them warned him of your coming and he broke off his ritual. Or perhaps knowing that an outsider was fighting for him was what lifted the weight from Talor's heart. I know from experience that many illnesses are not wholly physical, but of the spirit, at least in part.
Was there ever really a curse then? Or was Talor simply suffering from the pain of his memories? And the guilt of what he'd done? For all the difference it makes. I suppose we'll never know.
Maybe not. But this much I do know. It was your strength and your selflessness that healed his heart in the end.
I'll be sure to tell my healer friend when I get home.
Wait, what difference does it make? It makes a lot of difference to the Tonberrys, who, I will again note, weren't doing anything. Wait, what did we just do? He was clearly suffering. We were told it was a curse. We were told it was a Tonberry curse. We were also told that it was likely that he was trying to curse somebody else who had already died, and therefore the curse sort of reflected back on him, which would have at all points made it kind of Talor's own responsibility. But then he took a turn for the worse. We're going to head out there, and now what we're told in the back end is, oh, never mind. By the way, like, as soon as he knew that somebody cared about him, somebody was fighting for him, that itself seemed to have lifted the curse, which means if there was ever a curse at all, it was the Tonberrys teaching him the lesson that the pain of his past was a light shadow compared to the brightness of his present, that he has people that care about him and a community that loves him, and that everything is going to be just fine. And it was a moral lesson that he was meant to learn about how other people are going to come to his aid and defense and help him out. But he didn't learn that lesson, or I don't know if he learned that lesson, because then we went and killed the Tonberrys. That is, by the way, assuming that the Tonberrys did anything ever at all. Because then at the end it's introduced, oh, by the way, there might never have been a curse at all. It might have just been the weight of his own guilt. Well, I have bad news. Now he has something fresh to feel very guilty about. And so does Clive. That is a super weird ending to that quest. And then he's like, oh, well, I guess we'll never know the truth of it. Shrug. Oh my goodness, what a story. Hey, Eric.
Please, mister, you've got to help us. The village is in danger, and if someone doesn't do something... you should have seen it.
Stop. Take a deep breath and tell me everything. Starting with your name.
Sorry, my name's Eirik. When you went up to the Ereval was with Miss Shula, I followed you.
You could have been killed.
Lady Shula told us you lot were great warriors, so I thought I'd be alright if I stayed close, like. But then I lost track of you in the woods, and that's when I saw it.
Saw what?
A great, big, dripping, drooling monster. Spitting out great spouts of water it was, that were tearing up the ground and cutting down trees.
Spouts of water. I don't recall seeing anything like that in the forest.
Well, I did, and I don't ever want to see it again. You'll get rid of it, won't you?
All right. If this creature is as terrible as you claim, it could well pose a threat to the village. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, mister. It was over by the Swift one that I saw it. Maybe it's still there.
Then that's where I'll start my search. But this time, you're going to stay here. Understood?
I wouldn't go through those gates for 1,000 gil. Not with that thing out there. Good luck, though.
Wait, I like the 1,000 gil. And what did he say there at the end? Good luck. Was it good luck you? It sounded like good luck goo. Doesn't matter. I really like the way that kid talked. All right, so this is going to be 400 meters this way. Let's just look to see if we've got a fast travel point. And look at that. We've got a fast travel point that goes directly there.
Is that the hunter?
Wow, this fast travel really did bring us directly to it.
It's you. Nasef's savior.
Are you all right? What happened?
I was tracking an ibex when a great spout of water struck me square in the back. Sent me flying all the way across the clearing.
Did you see what made it?
No. All I heard was a noise. An ear-splitting din.
Might this be the culprit? Leave him to us.
You've caused enough trouble. Nice try.
Any more like that? Oh, here he comes. Oh. Pretty good stagger damage for not having used the Eikon. Oh, I really tried to dodge out of that.
It's over.
Well, that wasn't too bad. Hardly a threat to the village, but You can't blame the boy for being scared.
You made that look a lot easier than it was.
Do you think that was the beast which attacked you?
That thing? Not a chance. Would have heard it coming a league away. And the blast of water that hit me was beyond anything an Archelon can manage.
Oh. A boy from the village sent me in search of a beast that could conjure such things, but...
That's it. That's the noise I heard. Sounded like it came from the ruins.
I'll go. You head back to Haven and see a healer.
You keep your wits about you, all right? You don't want to end up like me.
Dislocated shoulder? No, that'd be awful. So let's just take a quick look at our icons, because I really enjoy this current set, but the only set that I found a little bit lacking is the Odin one. It just doesn't feel very impactful with that sword. But all the others are fun. So this has, it's been a minute since we've used like full lightning abilities. This is, yeah, Bahamut and Titanic Block. Yeah, let's go with this set. This is fun. I do always have fire on. I absolutely do. I feel like that's a big part of Clive's identity. Otherwise, we'll probably skirt some of these optional fights. Yeah, the big turtle there, by contrast to the Tonberries, the turtle was way more aggressive than anything we saw the Tonberries doing.
What do we have here? Found her. Something's been busy. Whatever this creature is, it's out for blood. But it's not having ours. Stay close, Torgal.
Also, Jill and Joshua, you guys are also welcome. Oh, look at this! I didn't even hear it. I just saw the prize over here. Yeah, for clarity, I think we've already gotten the one thing that I cared about getting with the Aquamarine, but it is very much a why not get it. So, do we want to go that way? That would be a fight. I think we are in the quest radius. Let's go down here just in case there's some Aquamarine. Or do we don't talk to you, do we? Oh, hold on. Oh, that was a chest! That's like the second one of those we've ever seen ever, and got another cool upgrade out of it. I thought that was a dude. I thought that was like a floating guy, and that like others would come as we advanced.
Fragment of Walius's rage. I should have known. Time to put you to bed too.
Don't know why I thought it was a good idea to hang around in that. Let's see if we can charge up some Giga Flare. Although it's easier if they attack. Or Mega Flare, whatever it is.
Let's try.
Oh, wait, we still on cooldown? Okay. Oh, I didn't get it in time. No! Okay, probably don't want to have a lot to do with this. Nope.
Let's try.
Oh, I'm very dead. Hold on. No! Where'd he go? Do I do that some more? No? Okay. I don't know what to do about this. So that sort of stun locked me after the first hit, which is why I completely failed to dodge the second one. First one I took head on. Okay, so what do we do about this? Do we hit him? Okay, that was luck. I'd love to take credit for that, but no, I don't have an explanation for why that didn't hit. Man, I've gotten really bad at dodging him all of a sudden.
Guess we're all ready. I'm hurt, Torama.
Okay, don't touch the rings.
To me, boy.
I don't know what's happening. No.
Fingers crossed that's the last of them. Either way, I should let Eirik know the danger is past. For now, at least.
That and, I mean, like, he was right. I feel like there was a little bit of doubt. I certainly felt it. I don't know if Clive expressed it, but this is a case, and I do this in real life, like, hey, I just want to acknowledge you were right. I saw it, I fought it. What your report probably made the village a lot safer. I think it's very important to acknowledge people. It's sort of like reverse gaslighting, letting people know, no, you were 100% right. People should have believed you. I'm glad that I did, and that I checked it out. Hold on, we were absolutely fast travel. It's just really burning through the potions on this one. All right, let's head on back.
How many times do we have to tell you? You're not to go out into the woods alone.
But you're back.
So? Did you find the fiend that attacked me and young Eirik here?
I did. It won't be troubling you anymore.
Yes. I knew you'd get it.
Only because you warned me of its existence. Not that you should ever have learned of its existence, but all's well that ends well, I suppose.
What was it anyway?
A manifestation of Leviathan's power. When we visited Wallius in the Surge, he was angry and afraid. The Eikon summoned these creatures for his protection. Though why one would be wandering the ruins of Riversmeet, I don't know.
Maybe it was looking for his mum. That's where she died, isn't it? The Falls.
The Falls?
Aye. When they took her baby, she threw herself off the top. We go there once a year to pay our respects. The whole village.
An Eggy is a part of its master's spirit, but Wallius wouldn't have been aware of what had happened to his mother, would he?
Well, either way, you did us a favor putting that thing to rest. Us and Wallius. Thank you.
Aye. Thanks, mister.
It was supposed to be me catching the beasts of the forest unawares, not the other way around. Just goes to show. You can never let your guard down.
When I grow up, I want to be a mighty warrior like you. I'm going to train with the sword every day. Inside the village walls, like.
So when we arrived, I would say, oh, his father's chewing him out. I didn't peg that person as the hunter. So on our way over to buy some more potions, we didn't really talk about the whole, like, Wallius of it all. And there's one aspect of it that
I'm so sorry for all the trouble I put you to.
Thanks, Taylor. When we first went and we saw Wallius the baby, and Wallius is suspended in midair in mid-scream tantrum as, like, the water bubble is all around him, but he's frozen in time. And during that particular scene, it became apparent. Hold on, she's going to say something, I think.
This is all we have.
It was implied, or at least the topic was raised, that although Wallius appeared to be frozen in time, that there might be some awareness of time past. And I didn't stop thinking about that at any point, and still haven't, by the way, now that Wallius is out and back in the normal time stream. That idea of... Hold on, let's pet Torgal real quick. That idea of Wallius being frozen in midair, watching the world go by, from like a baby's perspective, and being in some way aware of it, but also unable to move, act, never aging, never thirsty, never hungry, never able to sleep, I would imagine, and just sort of like suspended there. I hope that is not what Wallius went through, because baby or not, I don't know how you would get past something like that. That sounds disastrously bad for a person's emotional and psychological well-being from any age. I don't know if that's what happened, and I feel like even there, super glad to have done that story quest because we learned something more about Wallius's mother and what happened with her after they had stolen her baby away upon realizing that it was an Eikon. But Clive there asked, but Wallius wouldn't have been aware of it. But was Leviathan? To what extent are the Eikons are they agents of their own will? You know, are they exclusively at the beck and call of the dominant, or are they watching? Are they aware of what's happening? I don't think there's any question in my mind that Leviathan acted to protect Wallius and to begin enacting his own will. At least that's what I was thinking of. So was that echo of Wallius, of Leviathan's will, also an echo of Leviathan realizing, well, this was really important to me by way of Wallius, and therefore I'm going to, like, go have punishment at this site where Wallius's mother died. It's just me thinking aloud, but there were some really cool ideas brought up in this section that I didn't really cover. I sort of want to talk to Shula last, because that'll be, like, on our way out of town, I would think.
My lord, might I have a moment of your time? I would beg of you a service.
Certainly. What is it?
It's a long story. But before we get to that, would I be right in thinking Lady Shula told you about the witch from the north?
Yes. She said that your ancestors found her here, and that it was she who taught them the spell to stop time. She was like Wallius, you know. A dominant. The Warden of Ice.
My great-grandmother suspected as much. She cared for the poor woman when the end was near. And it was she whose duty became to attend her grave. A duty that was passed down to me.
I see. And the service you would beg of me?
Well, until recently, the path to the grave had long been blocked by a fallen tree. But when our woodsmen finally found time to move it, we quickly realized it might have been better had they not. On trying to clear the rest of the path, you see, we discovered that a flock of bloodthirsty beasts had claimed the cliffs beyond. None of us was a match for them. But you, my lord, have proven your strength many times over. Would you drive them away for us?
Of course. I'll see the path is made safe.
Thank you, my lord. The grave is in a place called Witch Drop. To reach it, one must turn left at the Winged Wains, then follow the path around to the right, deep into the forest.
Why so far from Haven?
It was where she lived. When our ancestors first came to Mysidia, they found her there, in an old abandoned village, and it was her heartfelt wish to return there in death. So when she passed away, my great-grandmother had a stone erected for her on the cliffs overlooking the place she once called home.
How thoughtful. Well then, no time like the present. Left at the ships, then round to the right, you said.
Just so. Thank you once again, my lord. I will join you at the grave anon. If all goes well, you will be the first to visit Witch Drop in many moons. Just turn left at the Winged Wains, then follow the path around to the right, as I told you. It will take you straight to where the fiends were sighted.
All right, let's check our map, because this seems like a case where, yeah, there's going to be a fast travel point right there. Let's head right there. On our way here, the Witch of the North is another interesting character who, as Clive just described, was...
This should be the path to Witch Drop. Hungry, Torgal.
Wait, if Torgal is hungry, I'll give him a snack right now. An icon of Shiva, apparently the icon maybe immediately before
I feel good, boy.
Jill here. And one who was, I guess, under duress to invent a brand new spell that would stop time. And when she didn't do it in enough time, I guess she was... I'm trying to remember exactly how that story ended and she came to be back here, it might have been after her death that she got a chance. No, because she would have come back to teach them how to use the time stop spell to sort of like cage Leviathan there inside of Wallius. It's just, there's a whole backstory here that even now, having done the main part of the story, I feel like we've only gotten like probably like 30% of. That they could do an entire expansion just on the backstory about this witch and everything. I think that we're probably going to have to fight these guys on the way through.
And here's our welcoming party.
Oh, I really want to do the dodge. Yeah, everybody come hit me. Or don't. Oh, I just took a big hit from something. Oh, this guy.
Come on.
How was that not a dodge? Come on. Oh, okay, wait, do it again. We messed that one up.
Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave?
Yeah, I just remember thinking when we were getting the story about the Witch of the North that her crime that she was further brutalized, or again, maybe killed for, I just don't remember, was that she didn't invent a heretofore completely unknown spell quickly enough. And then after she came back here, then she was able to wrap it up and use it to assist these people with what they were trying to do. And I have to confess, I know who Wallius is, I know who Leviathan is, I know the Witch of the North, I remember the Timekeeper, like I've been keeping up on the broad strokes, but I'm still a little bit vague on what the Motes of Water, like exactly what they were trying to do by forcing Wallius to prime so early, and then time stopping him just as it began. Like they were clearly trying to harness his power, but to what specific end? I feel like I missed that part of the tapestry when Shula was walking us through it.
This must be it.
My lord, thank you for making the path safe again.
XVI. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived, fled or dead in the Western Wars.
All except XVI, who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself. Some years after ISE's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate. She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for Issei, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? Issei's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit. What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare. Perhaps his spirit too became enraveled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was Issei's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
Thank you, my lord, for reuniting them.
I think it's fair to say that we're very close to the end of the main game, and there can be an argument to be made about every time. It's like they don't have anything to say during these scenes, which is so odd. There's an argument to be made about, like, well, what difference does it make at this point? Like we can just go on and do the big end of world game. I just feel like I'd be losing out on so much extra story by not doing these side quests. There was absolutely no need to make such a somber and touching tale about these characters that we don't really get to ever see. But now we have the backstory about the Timekeeper, which was the guy who absolutely worked me for a while up in the Hour of Ares. I don't know, I continue to think that it's really cool, the level of detail, world building, and sort of storytelling that they put into this game. I need to have potions. We're just going to drink a high potion, and when we get back to town, I'm going to top off on those, because, man, I am burning through the potions today. Alright, back in town, I just topped off on potions. I was going to head over and get us lined up for the next side quest, but I thought that we'd stop by the blacksmith, and
my steel's just as good as any.
I found that he's got a Tonberry knife. Now, if we take a look here, it is a rather noticeable amount less attack damage, but way, way more stagger damage. So probably not super good against run-of-the-mill enemies, but anything that has a stun meter, this would be probably a great way to get in a whole bunch of stagger damage. I want to at least give this a shot, so we're going to pick up the Tonberry knife.
See another smith do better.
And yes, let's go ahead and equip it. I'm not certain. What I do know is that since it's purple, I don't think that we can upgrade it, but it seems interesting enough to give a shot. Also, Tide Strike. This is a special weapon from this area. I feel like I want to have it. I don't have any other particular purpose for that aqueous orb that I know of. Yes, but we could grab one of these things. Crosswell is the one that sort of like crunches together. It's a 2-second reduction. Let's grab this one, as long as we're here.
Flawless.
No.
I'll need more than that.
And then I think we are going to grab Tide Strike, even if we don't wind up using it. I'm not going to use that right now. And then Reinforce, we don't have anything new. Okay, so here's our Tonberry knife, which really just is a slab. Look at that thing. Yeah, let's give this a shot and see how it feels. If the time to kill has gone way up, I will switch back to our Dayglow sword. However, if we can make use of this and, like, notch down bosses and get them into a stagger state more quickly, that seems like a really good upgrade.
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive? Only I was wondering if you might help me with something else.
Don't tell me. Another unruly dominant.
Not quite, but a dangerous foe nonetheless. It promises to be quite a hunt. Care to join me?
All right. Tell me about our quarry.
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Guivre. Normally, we leave such animals well alone, and for good reason. But I have an even better reason to want its tongue.
Its tongue?
If you'll permit me, tributary, I can explain.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since me sister gave birth to her first child, yet she still isn't back on her feet. We've tried everything to restore her spirits, physics and nostrums, the laying on of hands and of leeches, but all to no avail. The healers tell me there's only one hope left. A broth as potent as its ingredients are perilous to procure.
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way. There's her baby to think of, and Walias, too. She'd agreed to be his wet nurse, you see.
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage of skill, but this task calls for more than that. And it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either. The Guivre is as wary a foe as it is a deadly one. 2 hunters might catch it unawares, but any more than that, and it would pick up our scent a league away.
Then it is decided. The 2 of you will go, while Jill and I occupy ourselves here.
Perhaps we might help prepare the broth. That would be most kind of you.
Come then, Clive. The river of time flows fast, and so must we. There's a Guivre that has claimed the ruins at the foot of the mountain as its hunting ground. But as I say, they are wary creatures. We'll need suitable bait to draw it out. The flesh of a forest ibex should suffice.
To the forest, then.
There's nothing a Guivre loves more than a fat haunch of ibex.
There speaks the voice of experience. Do you hunt often?
Since I was a girl, my father would take me. Then after he returned to the sea, Yamila's father. Our families have always been close. Even if her sister wasn't Walias's wet nurse, I couldn't stand by and watch her suffer.
A storm for the ages.
I was going to fast travel, but if they're going to have a chat along the way, then we'll walk together. I just don't know if they're going to have something more to say.
Where will we find them?
Further in.
There's some offshoots here, so it's just, yeah, second one down. Let's see if they have anything else to say here. Okay, Ibex, we're not... Oh, I guess we are here to fight.
Nicely. Return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some loco weed. It'll help disguise our scent.
By the Dark Gate. Have we... Maybe this is just the Dark Gate. It's just such an evocative name. Hey, why do they call it the Dark Gate? We just covered it black. Just no real story.
There
Just
should
make
be a
it stand
sprig or
out.
two of loco weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Also, that was our first time swinging the Tonberry cleaver here, and it did not feel noticeably weaker in terms of damage. So, if it's going to drive a lot more, again, sun damage, I think that is going to be very promising. Let's maybe try it against these spiders as well. Oh, wait. Maybe we won't. I'm so sorry. Green on green is my best advice on, or my best excuse for why I didn't see this.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist. You could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Guivre from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
Oh, I feel so much better.
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Guivre choosing the ruins for its hunting ground, it's that there's plenty of fresh water nearby.
Yeah, let's do that. It's just, you know, my girlfriend is back there. I really don't want her associating me with the smell of a corpse. I still remember taking off. We had a trinket that gave Clive like an extra 500 points of health, and I was a little hesitant to take that off. We've been doing okay, but yeah, the bar is not as long and as deep as it used to be up there.
Marking his territory.
Something was. A curl, maybe.
Okay, well, that guy we took care of. Well, let me just... Yeah, I'm just double checking that we're doing these in some sort of a sensible order. Getting the ones that are close in.
Tracks. But I assume they're too small to belong to a Guivre.
You're right. They're barely big enough to belong to a Guivre's breakfast.
The way that scene was shot, I felt like the camera was going to pull back and it was just going to be Shula aiming a rifle at the back of Clive's head. Yes, you've walked into my trap. I would like to get this. Again, we can afford potions, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to head back to grab one now. I want to go into whatever this fight is going to be. That turned out to be some bloody hides. He must have 1,000 bloody hides right now. We must be approaching the maximum. Sharp fangs, bloody hides. I'm trying to think of like what else we pick up like all the time. They are marked as common, but yeah, common only scratches the surface of how common they've been.
A fresh kill.
But not a Guivre's. The wounds are too clean, too small.
Okay, we can head this way and go around. There's definitely games where I appreciate the fact that not having a map is a choice. And then there's games where I'm like, man, the in-game map in this is so good. Jedi Fallen Order, and to a somewhat, only a slightly lesser extent, Survivor. I really like the map in both of those. I thought that Doom 2016 had an awesome in-game map, and there's one other that I remember being like just super impressed by how easy it was to tell where I was, where I needed to get to, and how to get there. I'm trying to remember it right now.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
And not just any claws. These belong to a Guivre. There's no mistaking them. We'll lay the bait here.
Let's hope our friend is hungry. Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Guivres are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an Eikon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the motes of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fiber of his being. I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming. Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to.
Don't let it escape.
Oh! I promise I'm dodging!
A little rusty, are we?
And she noticed how bad I was at that. Oh, darn it. Oh! Nope.
Too slow. Too slow.
Even when I know it's 3.
Too slow. Not good. Guess we're all ready. Nice try.
That's really good for filling up his icon bar, too.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing, the river of life has calmed. O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open ocean. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate once more. Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Yamila before it spoils.
Alright, I don't think we've got anything else in this area. No, let's head on back.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed as planned?
It did. Here. One Guivre tongue, as promised.
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, tributary.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask.
No, no. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return but my gratitude.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well, you know.
Thank you. Truly.
I was just about to say, what a fantastic final quest to go out on. Like, it was so perfect in terms of, like, leaving Haven, I mean. It was so perfect that I was going to come in and say, oh, just so that people know, I didn't know, like, there were no spoilers there. I didn't know what the quest was. It just felt thematically appropriate to say goodbye to Shula last, and then there's another quest down there. Well, although that could be Shula now that I look down there. No, she doesn't have the axe. Regardless, let's talk with this person first. I really feel like I would have missed out on a lot if we hadn't done these side quests.
My lord, I will continue to support Lady Shula.
However I can. Now that she has Wallius to care for, I expect I shall be even busier than before. It has been generations since last we raised a dominant of Leviathan, and it is a great responsibility for anyone to bear. But Lady Shula will not have to bear it alone. Supporting her means supporting them both. It also means preparing for our re-entry into the outside world. We have not the crystals to sustain the glamour for many more moons. Inevitably, there will be those who resist the idea. Our history gives us ample reason to fear life beyond the wall, and that was before we had Wallius and the Var. There?
But change is coming.
Whether we like it or not, troubled waters lie ahead, through which Lady Shula must try to steer a course.
And steer one she shall.
With me to provide a steadying hand on the tiller, if ever she should need it.
Long, long ago,
our people dwelled in peace in the lands blessed by Drake's Horn, down in southern Ash. But Drake's Horn fell, and our ancestors were forced to leave their homeland in search of pastures new.
And so we wandered.
Pulling our worldly goods in battered carts and sleeping beneath the stars. If the tides carried us to unclaimed soil, we tilled it. If not, we traded our meager possessions with the locals.
But never did we settle in any one place.
We became what we had always considered ourselves to be, a river forever flowing, forever meandering across the land. Yet our river did not always flow freely. In Senbrak, we found ourselves hunted by the Gregorian clergy, who labored to rid their Inchoate? I think it's Inchoate. I've never heard that, I think, said aloud. Empire of each and every heretic who dared to set foot there.
Their cullings came close to staying our river's course.
But despite their claims of victory, we godless barbarians survived, albeit in fewer numbers. And after many more years of wandering, of suffering, we finally found our way here to Mysidia, our home, our haven.
80 years have come and gone.
Since our people took it into their heads to try and transform that poor child into the heart of a mother crystal. So was that it? They were trying to generate a new mother crystal. I'm so sorry that they probably did say that. There was a lot of lore all being delivered all at once, so how would freezing time... It's cool. They erected an altar upon Cape Nepto, especially for the purpose. They claim the site was chosen for its religious significance, the way the promontory divided the sea representing the break in our history that the Mother Crystal would usher in. But if you ask me, its distance from the village and the clear line of sight between it and the air of ours counted just as heavily in its favor.
The plan was simple.
They would feed some manner of grisly offering to Wallius which they believed could draw out his latent powers, then freeze him in time using the witch's spell that he might serve as a constant conduit for Aether.
Sadly for them.
The first part worked rather too well. Whatever the nature of that evil concoction, it brought forth Leviathan, who raged and roiled as only a discomfited Titan infant can. Every soul on the Cape was killed in an instant. Mysidia would have been lost to the waves entirely were it not for the second party on the mountain, who wove the witch's spell as fast as their trembling hands would let them. It drove the Eikon back into Wallius's body, where it has remained, channeling ether through the poor child's self-primed form semi-primed form, ever since.
And yet...
Their ill-begotten heart never did create a single shard of crystal, for our ancestors' plan was doomed from the first, whatever they may have told themselves. Super glad I paused to have a quick conversation with her, because I just said earlier in the episode, I know what they did. It wasn't entirely clear to me why they did it, and now it's clear that they were trying to birth a new mother crystal. They thought that a heavy flow of aether, say one created by the summoning of an Eikon, just constantly flowing to that area, might cause crystals to self-form, and it didn't. So, there we go.
Fare you well, my lord.
But yeah, in terms of just thematically, our time in Haven is coming to an end. We know that we're about to return to those very heavy red, oppressive red skies and such. But in terms of the story, where Clive might be feeling at his lowest, feeling uncertain about his ability to face Ultima, uncertain about the weight that's been lifted on him, and by the way, the fact that he's kind of crafted the perfect vessel. He is the thing that Ultima was hoping to create, now plus Leviathan, mind you, that he had this chance to come here, take a breath, take a knee, see a vision of what the world that he wants to build can be like. Bearers and people, regular non-bearer people, living together and thriving in, you know, everybody struggles, everybody has problems, but as Shula herself says there at the end, it's so much easier when you're working alongside people. And by the way, this is Shula, I think, just minus the axe.
No, it has to be him.
What has to be who? If you don't mind my asking.
It's not your asking, I mind. It's my explaining. But I don't see any other way around it. You see, when a baby is born here, we hold a ceremony to welcome them. The rite of immersion, we call it. But I don't know whether Wallius was ever afforded that courtesy. What is abundantly clear, though, is that my ancestors never welcomed him as one of us. And I want to change that. The problem is, the ceremony requires 3 ministrators, the baby's parents and a witness. As tributary, the role of witness would normally fall to me, but being Wallius's closest living relative, I must play the role of mother.
So you want me to serve as witness in your stead?
That's right. A witness must be a trusty guardian, ready to steer the child through the stormy waters of life and on to tranquility. Which is why I thought of you.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, Clive.
So, if you will serve as mother and I as witness, who will take on the father's role?
I have a younger brother. He should be making ready for the rite as we speak, though whether he is or not. Let me introduce you.
Please do. If he's anything like his sister, I'm sure we'll get on famously.
I'll bid him come to the Witten Hall. Will you wait for us there?
Gladly.
His name doesn't happen to be Eric, does it? Also, they're gonna pay Clive $10,000 to do this. I do tend to bring it up, but like, you don't have to pay him to do this. This is a tremendous honor they are conferring upon him.
This is all we have.
Well, you have enough.
May it serve you well. Then I bid you good tide.
Well, I mean, I guess I could technically be the kid's godfather, but you gotta make it worth my while. Time is precious. No, like, again, sorry, where I was going earlier is just, in terms of like this DLC's positioning in the main story, I really liked it.
Clive, My brother.
If it isn't my old mate Sid!
You?
So you do remember me, even stripped of my cunning disguise? I'm touched.
You two know each other.
My friends and I crossed paths with your brother on our hunt for the dusk crystals, during which we saved his life. 3 times, was it?
3, 4, who's counting? All I know is when Shula mentioned she'd called in Sid the Outlaw to help young Walyas, I could be sure that the little rascal was in safe hands. I mean, having seen you in action back at the tower, I know exactly what you're capable of.
So the mercenary you met in the Sage Spire, that was Clive. And he saved your life. That's a rather different story from the one you told me. And a far likelier one at that. It would appear my family owe you twice over. Whether they admit it or not. Honestly, fammy, would it kill you to tell the truth once in a while?
What? I said sorry, didn't I? How about we save the, recriminations until after the ceremony, eh?
Speaking of which, what does this ceremony involve exactly?
It's simple, really. We each say a short prayer and anoint the child's head with holy water.
Nothing too onerous, then?
Not about the rite itself, no. But it does call for some preparation. One of the witness's responsibilities is to collect the holy water, you see. 3 phials for the 3 ministrators, each taken from a particular place. Don't worry, though. It's not as if you have to go alone. I can show you the way.
I'd appreciate that.
Famiel, you stay here and ready the Witten Hall.
Leave it to me.
If there's anything Jill and I can do to assist you...
We'd be glad to help.
Thank you both. All right then, let's get started, shall we? There are 3 types of holy water that we must collect. The water of the mountain, of the river, and of the sea. We take the water of the mountain from the spring atop Maiden's March. The water of the river from the course that flows through the ruins of Riversmeet. And the water of the sea from the shallows of Tailwind Bay. Here are the phials we'll be using in the ceremony. I'm ready to leave whenever you are.
Famiel sucks. I'm so nonplussed to see that guy. Again, great voice acting within the scope of the story, a fine character. I dislike that dude. Okay, yeah, so it looks like we can get to one of the points very quickly if we just do a quick fast travel over to Maiden's March.
Stay back! I'm warning you!
Someone's in trouble. Come on.
Yeah. On our way in, I was about to say something about Famiel, but no, we've got people in danger.
Help! Help? What help? Nobody's coming to... Help?
We're here to help.
Even Torama's surprised by this turn of events.
More than that.
Nice try.
That neither counted as a dodge, nor do I think I got hit, which was odd. Okay, super bad so far. Oh, thank God. This guy doesn't need backup. Why more enemies? Hold on. Nope, nope. We'll just see if we can get some of this charged up. Hey, if we get a little bit more Mega Flare. There we go. So it did something really weird with the camera there. I take plenty of hits, but that one felt a little bit camera related. Okay, get up. Nope, Clive. Oh God, don't be anywhere near whatever this is. Hold on. This is all for Curl, Torama there. No! He went right back at you, buddy.
Let's roll ready.
I'll get back to him in just a second. We've got to get rid of Frost Bomb. This might do it. Oh no!
Is anyone hurt?
Oh, Sid! Thank all the clouds in the heavens you came. You saved us. Again.
Would you two care to explain what you're doing up here?
The chief sent us to fetch incense for the ceremony. So the Witten Hall smells nice for the little Ben.
You mean to tell me you braved this den of deadly beasts for some tree sap?
You don't have to do everything he says, you know.
Or if you must, at least have the good sense to ask one of our hunters to accompany you.
We're sorry.
It's fine. Just go back to the village before you get yourselves into any more trouble.
Right you are. Oh, and thanks and that.
Remind me to give my brother a cuff round the ear when we get back.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Right
an
then.
idiot.
Let's collect this water, shall we? The rain that falls on the mountain emerges here, in these springs.
The source of the river. The source of life.
Precisely. Take care not to spill it.
Right. Let's save that for the ceremony.
Let's just check the map. So, next up, yeah, I bet that we get there from here. Let's bounce over to Riversmeet. Yeah, as we make our way down here, Famiel's defining personality characteristic, as far as I can tell, is an absolute, almost reckless, well, definitely reckless, but almost malevolent disregard for the well-being of other
We
people.
can collect the water of the river from here.
All right.
I don't know how else to characterize it. It is that quality that makes him dislike him very much. Oh, I honestly thought that was, whoops, the water icon.
The water of the river represents life. It is constantly moving, constantly changing. And though its course may twist and turn or branch into 1,000 separate streams, it always flows in the same direction, from source to sea, beginning to end.
Like time. What of Wallius then? When your ancestors froze him, did they remove him from the River of Life?
They did. Like an ice-bound pool that didn't thaw for 80 summers. But now he's free to flow again, to live. And you and I shall flow with him, for we are all but drops of water in the great river of life.
I find that thought oddly reassuring.
Go on.
A drop of water might seem insignificant on its own, but as a part of a torrent, it can cleave a path through the hardest rock. It makes me believe we humans might just stand a chance.
I believe we might. Just one more file to go then.
Nearly done.
All right, and the best way there is we'll bounce over to Tailwind Bay and just head due south.
This path leads down to the coast. Usually we keep this gate shut tight, but since this is a special occasion...
Now, we came to this gate once before, Shula, and you were like, oh, wait, you do not want to see the other side of this gate. Is it just because it's too pleasant over here?
Thank the tides the weather held. This place can be treacherous when the waves are high. If it weren't for the holy water, no one would ever come down here.
I'll be sure to watch my step.
Water flows to the sea, then rises into the clouds. Just like life, the end is not the end, only a new beginning. My ancestors chose this place because it was where the first boat landed.
And it's a good thing they didn't land closer to the surge.
Quite.
Oh, hey, I didn't expect to see you down here.
Daughter of the Sea. I still can't help but be awed by it.
Oh? All that wave ever made me feel was pity and sorrow for the innocent life trapped inside it. The child my great-grandfather sacrificed to try to change his people's fate. It was wrong, an unforgivable sin. But I often wonder, will my descendants ever forgive me for what I have done? As tributary, I've faced many difficult choices. And though I've always striven to do what's best for my people, here we live in poverty, hidden away from the world. So have my choices denied them a better life, just as my ancestors denied Walyas his?
No. You would not forcibly sacrifice one of your people to save the others. You do the best you can for all of them, as do I. We share in their woes, just as we share in their joys. And the most we can do is try to bring them more of the latter.
Aye, you're right. And try I shall, to bring all of my people a better tomorrow. Walyas included.
Then I wish you luck. If my time with the boy is any indication, he's going to be quite a handful.
Then we must start as we mean to go on, and give him the very best welcome we can.
Where to next, then?
Back to the village, to find out if my brother has made the necessary preparations. Or got his lackeys to do it for him.
Yeah, we'll go there next. I just wanted to note that when she says, you know, my people live in poverty and stuff. Look, maybe they are very, very tightly rationed on the food and supplies that they have, and they're very limited in trade, and they're not allowed, and they have to keep a very secretive lifestyle. I promise you, Shula, you don't want none of what's out there. And she's been out there. Like, she knows how bad it's been since the fall of the Mother Crystals. The collapse of entire nations, the huge migrating population looking for any place that's safe. Believe me, you're doing better than most people. So feel a little bit heartened about the choices that you've made so far.
We have the holy water. Is everything else in place?
All ready to go. Told you could count on me.
Then let us begin. Famiel, have your men summon everyone to the Witten Hall.
Right you are.
Shula, wait. I don't know the words.
Don't worry. There aren't many of them. We'll have time enough to practice before people arrive. My friends, we are gathered here today to welcome this child into our community by the rite of immersion, as has been our custom since the first reign. As tributary, I would normally perform the rite with the child's parents, but Walyas's mother and father returned to the sea long ago. So I and my brother Famiel shall serve as his family, while the one who returned him to us shall bear witness in my stead. Clive, if you would step forward.
like the rain that falls on the mountains tall, are we born.
Like the river that flows through the valleys below, do we live.
Like the boundless sea, where the currents run free, do we die, and to the clouds then rise again.
The circle of water is the circle of life. And today, from the heavens falls rain anew. This child, Walius, now joins our stream, and he shall flow with us from the mountains to the sea. You played your part to a T, Clive. Thank you. It means a lot to us.
I was honored to be asked, and terrified I'd miss.
Now that you're part of the family, young Walyas, my lad, Uncle Samuel can teach you the ways of the world.
Oh no, he can't.
Eh?
Don't be so hasty. Your brother's knack for self-preservation might serve him well.
Ha! You are never going to let me live that down, are you?
I'm gonna raise Walius as if he were my own. Teach him everything I know about life, our people, and our past. But with all the mother crystals gone, he will grow up in a world without comforts. One where we only have ourselves and each other to rely on.
I'd say your people are better prepared than most to survive in such a world, Shula. To thrive, indeed, under your guidance.
Only if nature continues to smile on us. If we were to lose her gifts, we'd be left with nothing at all.
Yes. But it needn't come to that. Not if we can stop the spread of the blight. So long as we can save a single patch of soil, we can plant the seeds for a new world. One where we can all be free.
Perhaps then we might finally be able to step out from behind our curtain, eh? Till that day comes, I wish you good tide.
Thank you. We should be on our way.
Well, you be careful out there.
Aye, you steer clear of trouble now.
Likewise.
We must be the first outsiders to have witnessed that rite in over a century.
Walius has been waiting for it for nearly as long. He seemed pleased to be finally rejoining the family.
Now all we have to do is save that family. To change our river's course.
All right, let me just see if these folks have anything interesting.
Didn't the chief do well? His performance made all the maidens in the village go misty-eyed. Nah, that was our incensers doing, I reckon. The smoke like?
Oh, are these the two other guys that were with the dude? I didn't recognize them when we saved them from the curl, and then I think it's because they had their hoods up the whole time, so I knew that he had two associates in the previous DLC. No, what's his name? I've already forgot his name. Famiel? I don't, like, ha ha ha, you'll never let me live that down. No, I don't like you. I mean, everybody else chuckled. I don't like him. I dislike him as a person. As a character, he's great. I always want to make this distinction. He, like, ha ha ha, I called over a bunch of guards in the hopes that they would either kill you or you would kill them, and either way I would have enough time to get away from this situation that I find inconvenient. Like, that's my thing with Famiel. That's it. I don't want to go on and on about him. Yeah, no, I think that they should keep him and his morality very far away from Wallius.
Cheers for helping out Halleck and Marnik, by the way. I told them to run at the first sign of trouble, but in fairness, I didn't specify in which direction.
LOL. Separately, in terms of its position, I was saying this a little bit earlier. I just think that this DLC as like a story is so well positioned. It was a point of surprise to me that both of the DLC packs for this game they unlock rather so late in the main story. But where this one specifically dropped, I think I probably would have placed, what's it called? Echo of the Past? Echoes of the Fallen. I probably would have unlocked that like half an act earlier, and I would have had that like take place a little bit so there's a little bit more distance. Not that it's too close or anything, but hold on.
When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
That one, I don't see a super strong need for it to have arrived.
Then I bid you good tide.
Right when it did. Almost any time after like the first couple crystals started to fall, you would think that there would be a crystal shortage and then people might be turning to the dust crystals. Maybe they didn't want there to be a lack of talk about dust crystals later in the story. Like, that's weird that everybody suddenly stopped talking about it because, of course, the DLC actually came out a little bit later. But this one, it's such a wonderful opportunity for Clive and his friends to relax, recharge, and sort of be reinvigorated, like get, completely ready for their next thing by realizing, as low as things might seem, there is a model for success and we can go ahead on it. And I just thought that was really well done. That said, we do have a couple more quests that we'd like to do back in the main story, so I think we're going to rejoin the main game side quests, and I think there were one or two that we wanted to take care of there as well. All right, and from the water-based areas around Haven to the deserts of Dalmekia. Oh, good, we're going to get a follow-up on what's going on with Lubor. I think I've called him Lubol in the past. It's Lubor. This guy, when last we saw, had been exposed as a bearer, and the community that he had done nothing but help and assist and uplift and bring together was now very mad at him. I'm honestly surprised that he's still here. Let's see what he has to say.
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe and provided for and loved. The Hideaway.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned. and they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Further, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
I just don't know if anybody's going to say anything, because...
What's an Akashic?
You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
Know your place, bearer.
Okay, sorry, I promise this will be quick, but I'm just going to say that Lubol here is doing unequivocally the right thing. He is attempting to protect these people's lives. He's giving them all the information they need to make a wise decision, and he's doing his best to help out a community of people that traditionally he has cared a lot about, and they have cared a lot about him, and he has previously been recognized as a community leader. That said, were he to decide, you know what? This isn't my problem, and I'm going to take the kids and anybody else that chooses to follow. I'm just going to leave. I would not judge him for that. I really wouldn't, with the way that they've treated him. I'm very, very glad that he's trying to help out. It really speaks well of his character.
What's the commode?
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
It's no use. Words will not move them.
Then we must find another way to ensure Dalamil's survival.
All right. Let's speak to Lord Furder.
Like, because we'll get dialogue if we walk further. Just to be clear, if this game offered no monetary reward, no experience points, no items, no crafting, there's literally no in-game reason to do this, I would still want to move ahead with this quest because I think that it's part of Clive's character that he would want to help out these people, and frankly, so do I. It shouldn't be to the town that everybody gets butchered because the people in charge of the town are so bigoted and so close-minded and hateful that they would rather die than listen to somebody that they consider to be inferior to them. However, again, if Clive was to say, hey, everybody, the Akashic are going to be here about 60 minutes. You have 1 hour. Pick up everything you have. Follow me. I will take you to safety. If you don't come with me right now, you're done. I'm just letting you know what's going to happen next. I will meet you at the gates and like, that's it. People there. We will carry you. We will do everything we can to get you to safety. We just leave. And then whoever doesn't show up, they don't show up. Like, I don't know how to help stupid. I'm glad that he's not doing this. If I was in Clive's place, I would also want to do everything I could to blunt the attack to stop it from coming in. But by God, these people are doing everything they possibly can to get themselves real dead. I just don't remember if we've
Anything I can interest you in?
really gotten in on this particular quest. So let me just see if we need to buy any potions or anything. No, we're good. Okay.
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
Huh? You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
It's you who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go!
Yeah.
Yes!
Go! Come on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor. Wait. Someone's coming.
No.
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you, ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
You shouldn't die.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us,
How do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine.
Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage, and they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
To be blunt, I think I will prefer the company in Cheratina. The point has been made by the game itself, so I'm just gonna let that stand. I will just say that if not for the children, if the children had arrived 3 seconds later, they would have arrived to see a full-on Butcher of Blaviken scene. If I was Clive, I would have cut them all down. Every single person with a stone in their hand would no longer have had a hand with which to hold it by the time it was done. I was so angry at that. But you know what? Let's just keep on going. And by the way, it's not that might makes right. It's not that, well, I have the biggest sword, so I get to win the argument. It's the fact that, well, hold on. We really should fight these guys thematically. Let's see if we get any more dudes on the way. But anything Akashic style, I think that we should take out. It's not enough for them to not listen to him, is that they have to shut him up by force. They have to stand back and hurl rocks, but they have to do it as a group because not one of them is strong enough to stand up and say it just as on their lonesome. It just makes me really, really mad, that kind of bullying.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
And let's not forget, Lubol's status as a bearer was exposed when he took immediate action to protect one of the children from an attack. Oh, really? Still alive? Okay. Okay, as opposed to fighting every individual Akashic, we do have some dudes up this way. Maybe we'll take out a couple more guys in the way. I feel like Clive would want to do them all. I still really like the way that they like go to dust when they die.
Can't leave a single one alive.
Whoops, that's still on. This one? This one.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalimil.
We did that, did we?
Lubor, allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are
truly sorry. We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalimil in disgrace. And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Lubo, about the children.
Fear not, you are of course relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalimil.
I'll do my best. Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
All right, I think that wraps things up here in Dalimil. Just one quick thought, and I really want to be clear on this. At the end of this game, it will be no surprise that I have a lot to say about this game that is extremely positive, particularly around the writing, the world building, the characters, and the combat engine. There's going to be so much. This one quest, and specifically Lines in the Sand Part 2, is, I think, the one quest that we've encountered so far that just really doesn't land for me, because the fellow there, and forgive me for not remembering their names, he was like, you know, oh, well, we really failed to see you for who you are. We didn't recognize, we only saw you for what we thought bearers, for our perception of bearers, not who you really... You've known Lubol his whole life. You guys didn't just move here. You guys have worked with him and around him for years and years and years. Isn't one of them the owner of this pub and his shop is right out here? Didn't one of the kids say who made the cleaver that you've used for years and years? You've known this dude for the better part of your adult lives, and the very first moment you heard that he was a bearer, suddenly all of that was out the window. And then he saves the town. They said for the second time. From everything that I've learned, I would say that there's probably a subtle variety of ways that he's done it a half dozen times at least. And then they're like, oh, you know what? We really misjudged you. If they're that fickle, if they're that unable to make up their minds on whether or not they're going to judge a man by the quality of his character, then I don't know why he wouldn't get appointed mayor and then 3 weeks later get deposed. The thing that I would want Clive to say to Lubol is, Lubol, you're a very smart, very savvy person. You want to stay here with the kids? You have my full and unfettered support. Just in case things go south, I want you to know that you and the kids will still have a place at the hideaway. You and anybody who wants to come along and live apart from these just outright bigots. And that will be the last that I say of it. Of the in a game where I've really loved the story and the storytelling and the way that the side quests filled out the world, this is the one and only one that I've encountered in the game that I'm like, oh, this leans a little bit too optimistic, just because I just don't believe that bigots of that caliber can be turned, and certainly not turned simply by having their lives saved again by someone that they consider to be beneath them. There's just some people that they're born out of hate. They just are. And you can show them every kindness under the sun, and 15 minutes later, they'll be like, you know, I think that you only saved my life so that I would be in your debt. So now I'm mad at you about it again. Now we will move on. I do want to hear if Lubol has anything. No, hold on. Is it Lubor? God damn it. I'm so sorry for everything that I just said. I can't even remember how the man's name is pronounced, so who am I to say anything? Who am I to pass judgment?
I shall devote my every effort to creating a haven for man and bearer both. Just like a certain someone else I know. Someone to whom I owe a debt of gratitude.
And I'll also say, as we head on towards our, what I believe to be the last side quest that we're going to be doing, at least as of this part,
Ginger and ginseng.
I only get...
Spicy sausages to
There's a lot of people talking. Why did I walk down chat lane? Hold on. I only get this heated if I actually am really engaged with the storytelling. So just for the record, this is what happens when I'm really into the game. When I don't care, I don't care. When I'm having a great time with it, love it or love it less, you tend to hear a little bit more about this. So here we go. And here in Tabor, we have a quest. Here's the doorway. Do we have to introduce ourselves on the way in?
The bearer of the burning quill is within, my lord. Prithee enter.
You don't get a lot of prithee these days. It's a word I could bear to hear a lot more.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash, a continent teeming with orcs and Akashic.
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the third chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation. given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate when he might yet be saved.
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the Firebird's flame ever burn in your heart. When last I heard from him, the third chair was bound for Mickleburg. If you mean to seek him out, my lord, I can think of no better place to start.
His pronunciation is a lot different than mine would be. I mean, I think that's generally true of a lot of the characters in this game, but I would say...
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
Mickleburg, and he's pronouncing it more like Nickelback. I'm not gonna lie, I heard the name of a band in there. All right, let's head over to Ash. On our way down here, I like the fact that this mission from Cyril or Cirrus, I think it's Cyril, it feels like a continuation of the conversation that he was having with Clive previously about making better use of the very limited manpower that he has and working to preserve their lives. Okay, I feel like Clive might have just said something. Working to preserve their lives and not allowing them to be killed unnecessarily. And now he's taking Clive up on that. And not in a sarcastic way, well, let's put your money where your mouth is. It's like, hey, I thought about what you said. I sent my best guy. I haven't heard from him. Maybe he can still be saved. Let's give it a shot.
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah. Did you, too, heed the call?
Heed the call? No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this where you live?
It is my home. The others, they heeded the call.
You keep saying that. What do you mean?
They came here to perform the rite, just as King Barnabas instructed. This village is their altar, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters and give themselves to the Lord.
Give themselves?
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our sins.
Let us be reborn in your loving arms.
Free us from the torment of this mortal realm.
They want to be saved. Forgive me, but did another foreigner like me come here? He was probably wearing a cowl.
You mean the traveler from Storm? Yes. He's staying at my house, toward the rear of the village.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'll go and greet him.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did.
Bring us salvation.
At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
I didn't hear nothing about being alive, Joshua. I heard that he's staying there. This area continues to have real hot Resident Evil 4 vibes. Oh wait, is this... It is the right place. Okay, okay, he's fine.
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, are you? Lord Rosfield, if I am not mistaken.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, the more my own faith began to falter. You have seen them at their prayers, have you not? They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never seen before. Praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings. I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... 'tis different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream. That they might do their duty to their Lord. Even if it should keep me from doing my duty to mine.
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great... Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
I'll go and find out what. Stay here. An ether flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Pretty ready.
Not bad.
What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before.
Oh! I did not recognize that as a bomb until I was walking on it. Okay, so far this guy is 100% hit rate. Oh, no!
Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are saved. Founder. I should get this report to Cyril.
Well, I mean, at this point, he's just over here, so I don't think I'll do the fast travel.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be, only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will, the ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
Boy, would I like to hear from Joshua after all of that. You guys can't see, but I was actively nodding along with that guy. And here's the thing, the third chair that just lost his life protecting those people, he died with, not a smile, a look of satisfaction on his face. He did the thing that was most important to him. I may not agree with it, I may not understand it, but what is the alternative? Clive hits him in the back of the head with the pommel of his sword, drags him back to Storm in chains, and turns him into somebody who agrees with his right, the third chair's right, to have made his own decision. that dude really cared about something. He studied this phenomenon, this cult, I think they were calling it, this group of people that actively wanted to give up their free wills and to become unthinking, mindless, choice-free zombies living in perpetual servitude to, I assume, Ultima. That's what they wanted to do. I don't know how to convince them otherwise. I'd like them to understand that that's what they're signing up for. And if when presented, I don't know what they know, but if when presented with all of the information that we have at our disposal, they say, yeah, sounds great. Let's do that. Let's be mindless, unthinking zombies. I don't know what right Clive would say, would have to say, no, you're not allowed to do that. I'm in charge of your life right now, and I'm going to decide what you're going to do. The difference between this and what was happening in Dalimil is that those people were trying to get everybody killed. And anybody that wanted to stay in Dalimil and be overrun by Akashic bandits, that's fine. But it's all of the others, all of the other innocent people that were going to bear the consequences of those terrible, horrible choices. That's what I was most objecting to. Here, the third chair there died literally doing what he loved, and the people in that village transcended their humanity and their free will to something that I would consider to be horror beyond imagining. But to them, I guess they wanted it. So I don't know, that's up to them, and that's how I think about it. I think what we're going to do here is bounce on back to the hideaway, because as far as I know, that clears the board for going on with the next main story quest. Let's bounce back here, and I just wanted to take one look at the memory board, because we picked up a few things here on our various adventures, and I just like seeing the descriptions. Maybe we'll do the missives next time. So let's just pop up here and take a quick look at some of the new memories that we picked up for our wall. It's not that many. Briar's Kiss signboard. The emblem of the Briar's Kiss, the finest forge in Dalimil, run by its puckish and precocious young forge master, Lubor. He inherited both his forge and his role of Desert Hare from his predecessor, the original Ruzena Dalimil, though the mayoralty of Dalimil he won entirely by his own merits. And then the Clayhearth signboard, the emblem of the Undying's headquarters in Tabor. The Undying are a secret society sworn to serve House Rosfield, and more importantly, the dominance of the Phoenix that are born into the Rosfield line. Such is their acolytes' faith in the Phoenix, they will gladly surrender their lives if it should be for the benefit of their master. And just on that note, the previous conversation that Clive had with Cyril there was about if it's important to them to give their lives in service to the cause that they are fighting for, understood. Let's make sure that they're still dying for something worthwhile and not just basically falling victim to malnutrition. I mean, it was what happened is that a bunch of them were sent into a very dangerous situation and killed because they weren't given proper support. And that's what Clive was objecting to. Not the fact that they died, again, doing what they loved, but that they didn't need to die at all. They could still be there and doing it. You know, maybe they can die next week. No, maybe it didn't have to be right now. The Haven signboard. The emblem of Haven, hidden village of the moats of water. The pattern of intersecting lines represents both the scales of the great serpent Leviathan and the ripples upon the surface of the ceaseless rill. The circle of life that has neither beginning nor end. Now that Wallius is released, the two flow together again at long last. And our final thing here is First Rain Talisman. I really love the design of this, by the way. I like this. Like the artistry of this. I like how symmetrical and how immediately evocative of water it is. I'd never think to do this, but this is something I would hang in our home. Oft called pennons on account of their flag-like nature, these quaint hand-woven charms are believed to represent one's journey down the river of life from first rain to their ultimate return to the sea. This particular example was crafted by Jill in preparation for Wallius's rite of immersion and represents her heartfelt wish that the infant's journey be as long as it is calm. I never would have known that Jill had done this. That's very cool. What's interesting is that there is one missing spot here. And based on its placement, I might immediately think that it had something to do with one of the DLC packs, but I don't know where it would have been or what we would have done to find it. But What I can say is that when we return for the next episode, maybe after just checking the missives here, we will be going on with the main quest, and based on how everything has been converging, that could be the entryway into the finale of the game. I don't think it'll be any surprise that I will have a lot of positive things to say about this, and that's why I wanted to just call out that one quest where it's not the voice acting, it's not the characters, just the ease with which they slid right on back to being best friends and allowing him to be their mayor. I find their newfound loyalty to somebody with whom they've only ever had positive interactions with, their sudden turnaround again, the 360 from the previous 180, to be very hollow, and I just don't trust them. I just don't trust people like that. People who would turn on friends and acquaintances and co-workers that easily will turn on them for no reason whatsoever, just because it's convenient in the minute. Anyway, we're going to call it right here. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you for what will probably be, I think, part 1 of the finale coming up, and we'll catch you then.